Now, I have with me also 2015 winner, Ambassador James Okina. Now, James, you're also from Nigeria here. So, can you talk to us about accelerating youth opportunities in Africa? Now, please, viewers, remember the lines are open. Do call us with your comment and also on the super user account of Fala.
Thank you very much, sir. First of all, I'd like to say a very big thank you to our man of God, Reverend Dr. Chris Oyakilome, PhD, DSc, DD. Thank you, sir, for being such an inspiring example of who a leader should be and for being such an outstanding leader on the continent of Africa and all around the world. Thank you so much, sir. We're grateful. So talking about accelerating youth opportunities in Africa, first of all, we have to understand what kind of opportunities are these. They are economic opportunities, developmental opportunities, opportunities where we can improve the standard of living of each and every individual. And taking off from what the esteemed ambassadors have been saying, overcoming poverty and all the pressing challenges in Africa has to be a direct impact of education and not charity. Africa for so many years has been at the receiving end of charitable donations from all around the world, which is beautiful, but it keeps the young people at the receiving end and makes their mind unproductive. So it has to be something that stems up from involving young people in community developmental endeavors, just like the foundation, Future Africa Leaders Foundation, is doing. Involving young people in these things and letting them know that you can be a part of the change on the continent from where you are with what you have. And this is also to let beautiful organizations who have been donating charitably to the continent. We really appreciate that. But we want to move beyond charitable donations to actual development in the minds of young people so that they know that, developing the continent and the opportunities that, we should have are all around us. They're in our problems. So we have so many opportunities because we have so many problems. So it's important that, people who are giving understand that they should involve young people in it. This would accelerate more opportunities. So instead of, giving the young man 150,000 naira and tell him, go and take care of your family. No. Equip him with the skills. Equip him with the skills, maybe with mechanics and or maybe trading. And then give him the money as a grant to start off from there. That would give him the opportunity. First of all, it has created the opportunity because you've equipped him with not just finances, but with a skill. I run an organization called Street Priests Incorporated.
Street
Priests Incorporated. And it has to do with the street children. All this while, people have just been, trying to give to the street child. But what we do in my organization is that we let them know, first of all, nobody owes you anything. You are to get away from the goal of bitterness that, okay, someone got me here. Now, what do you do to take your life forward? And it's been tremendous in the past 3 years. Pastor Sir, we've graduated one of our kids from secondary school. And right now, as he's awaiting admission to university, he runs his own popcorn business.
Wow.
So we tell them that, it is even beyond getting you off the streets. We have a saying, we want to harness their potentials and turn them into assets for the society. So how can you add value? You can be a carpenter, but instead of ruining a life, you are adding value to somebody. And that's just one. The next thing I would like to talk about is the reward systems. Now, in our country, the reward system is warped. It's wrongly, the priorities are misplaced. So you see a situation where in a pageantry, the star prize is a car. And then the best graduating students get a new pair of shoes. So now, that pushes these young people to the idea that, okay, let me just, go for reality TV shows and maybe I'll hit the jackpot, I'll become a superstar and I'll become successful. So when young people have that ideology, that, okay, I can go for a pageantry and then I win 2 million naira, it would be less productive for me to take off my shirt and go and till the farm. Because there is more money in all these areas. Pop culture teaches us that, okay, if you want to be rich fast and, be a musician, be this, be that, that is beautiful. But we have to understand that for real development to take place on the African continent, opportunities have to be created in the reward system aspect of our lives, whereby people who are, doing well in social development, social enterprises, development vital aspects of society, and they are properly rewarded. And the young people have true role models. Instead of pursuing the wind or chasing, vain things, they can now put their energies into good use. They can now put their mental energies into finding solutions to the problems that we have. Because, like our man of God has taught us, all the solutions to our problems are within us. The solutions to the problems are within us. No white man can solve our problems more than we can. And we've proven that over and over and over again. And we have so many problems, and we have so many solutions to these problems. And many of these problems are applicable all around the world. That means we are sitting on something that would not just impact the African continent, but the world at large. Then lastly, what I want to talk about, Pastor, is the fact that in as much as we talk about opportunities, and when we talk about opportunities, it has to come from somewhere. This opportunity has to come from somewhere. I hold the honest opinion that you create your own opportunities. And like we've learned, you see, success is when opportunities meet preparation. And these are things we can create by ourselves, for ourselves. There is a saying that says that if you set yourself on fire, the world will come to watch you burn. That's an opportunity. The world is looking for that man who is going to put himself into good use and then sought after him. So it's not the other way around. Where we look for the opportunities, where we look for the jobs, that is what is causing the Libya crisis. Because they believe that the opportunities are in Italy. And that's a very wrong notion, because the opportunities are right here where we are. And we are the ones that are supposed to make good use of it. So when we have that mindset that someone owes us these opportunities, it's wrong. We have to create ourselves and become so good that people are looking for the opportunity to come in contact with us. So that is how we ought to go around this. And I believe that if we put this into actual use and put this into work in our lives, we will see drastic change. And, people will come from all around the world to look to harness the opportunities in Africa.
Thank you. Thank you so much. There are two things you said which really are thought-provoking. You said in Africa there are so many opportunities because there are so many challenges. So challenges are opportunities for growth, for development, for even having a career if you're able to solve people's problems. Then secondly, you mentioned about the reward system. Recently in our country, Nigeria, there was a gentleman who won $30,000, was it $30,000? No more than $30,000, because about $100,000 for Big Brother. And interestingly, when he came back to the country, the governor of his state invited him for a grand reception where he was given about another $30,000 or thereabouts as a gift. But people have come out first class in the university, and even the commissioner in charge of education didn't even have a reception for them. From the Nigerian Law School recently, this year in the call to bar, there was a lady who had a first class in law, in the law school. In her university, she had a first class in law also. So she was a double first class. But nobody even spoke about it.
But also, particularly, let me just chip this in.
Yes.
Even Nigerians in diaspora are doing beautifully academically. I mean, in these universities, every year, they chunk out hundreds of first-class students from African nations. Mm-hmm. And these are people who, most times, they weren't even born there. They just went there for school. Yeah. And they came out, and they would come back home, and nobody even sees them.
Sees anything. Nobody talks about it. Nobody recognizes it.
Yes, sir.
Pastor, it's something about how the world has been shaped, and that's where we're here. And there's something, Pastor, that you told us last year. You said that we need to harness the power of social media. We need to harness the power of that 140 characters on Twitter, the power of our Facebook post, the power
on King's Chat,
on Instagram, and on Cflix, Pastor. Because when we look at what we can share out there, recently I did a project called Kwanzaa Africa. I thought about how can we have a platform, an online platform where young African leaders can come you know, and sit down and look at what other young African leaders are doing and get an inspiration. Because I believe one thing, that our problems might be different, but some solution might be unique in one aspect or the other. What happened, the problem that is being faced in Nigeria, I can borrow something from what Pastor Sharon is doing and solve a similar or a different kind of problem in Kenya. So I created a platform. So lo and behold.
You created a platform?
Yes, it's called KwanzaaAfrica.com.
Called what?
Kwanzaa means
KwanzaaAfrica.com.
Yes, Pastor.
Yeah.
Kwanzaa means first in Swahili, so it means Africa first. Pastor, for this, our maiden program was on the 25th of November. It was an online summit. We had over 32 people from over 32 nations register. I had people from Libya, Morocco. The best of it was somebody that called, sent in a video from Hargeisa, Somaliland. You know,
from Somaliland.
Somaliland.
Somaliland has no government right now, or recognizable government.
Actually, Pastor, there's a difference between Somalia and Somaliland.
Okay.
Somalia, the capital city of Somalia is Mogadishu. But the capital city of Somaliland is Hargeisa. So these are some of the ways, and something that came out from one of those videos that they sent in was that, did you know that Somaliland is in Africa, there's no other country that's cheaper to make international calls than Somaliland. You know, these are some things that change the way we see Africa. So we can harness the power of social media. When you sit down, instead of just posting about, hey, this is what I ate for lunch, this is what take a picture of your Africa, what you want people to see about the Africa that you're in. And then from then on, we can change the way other people see. In short, let us show Africa from our own lenses, from our own phones, from our own characters. You know, when you go on King's Chat, what are you showing about Africa? Africa is bigger than the problems, it's bigger than all the people that are sleeping in the slums and everything.
You know something that will also help? You know, I do have a lot of followers on, on King's Chat. So it will also help in getting the news out of, for example, this Kwanzaa Africa you did, or the stuff you do, so that I can help in giving more of a voice to what you are doing, because you had the platform that the man of God gave to you. I have a platform that the man of God has given to me through King's Chat and to the things I do. So we can harness the work together, getting people to hear about what you're doing, so that King's Chat becomes even more robust.
Yes,
and we're getting more people coming to King's Chat, so that they will know that there are other things in King's Chat that is talking about Africa.
Yes,
because what you're doing, more people need to hear it. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this
Thank
is
you
so
so
lovely.
much.
Thank you so
Now
much.
we've created an opportunity.
Okay.
By speaking about the things that we do, we've created an opportunity through you.
Yeah, to me.
Yes.
Honestly. Yeah.
For more people to know about what we're doing.
Yeah.
So in accelerating opportunities, people should learn to speak out,
Yes, sir.
to talk, to engage through social media, through other platforms. You could be sitting beside, that big opportunity you're looking for on the plane, and you never.
Okay, the director said we're going to wrap up the talk show, but one thing, I need to get more of what you're doing so that we can. And there are a lot of other people who would like to talk about what you're doing on King's Chat and on CFlix. All right. So, thank you so much. We've been talking about accelerating youth opportunity in Africa. Now, we're going next to a batch of nominees, so don't go away. We are just coming close to the end, but you've got to be with me at the end. See you later.